That's an amazing All Black side. This is the 9th time that pack of forwards have played in consecutive test matches together. Watch for the pace of Christian Cullen, just 20 years old, and then all the experience in the world with Bunce and Walter Little. The player of the series so far has been number 8, Zinzan Brook, but that side loaded with talent. Just van der Westhuizen is in at scrum half. Look at the centres, Snyman and van Schalkwyk on their home ground. They'll be really wanting to show the home fans something. And then the pack of forwards is just the same it played in the first test down in Durban. Well, what an incredible build-up to this test match. Will history be made today? New Zealand, of course, have won the last 3 test matches. The best South Africa ever did was to win 6 in a row. Didier Menet from Marseille in France. And Patrick Tamar will take the one touch. He was the referee last Saturday in Durban. And so the weather is absolutely perfect. There is a very slight breeze blowing from your left to right. Joel Stransky with his head bandaged from that gash he got last Saturday. And so we're in for it. 80 minutes of tough stuff. Zinzan. Teichmann was up there very quickly. Brook manages to get it back. Marshall. Offside South Africa, great roar from the crowd, but Marshall, the South Africans were offside.
And Slava, here we can see the referees taking part in play from an offside position.
Simon Culhane, the man who took the kick. Well, you don't often see the All Blacks losing their ball at the line out. Andrews was in behind the ball very quickly. Van der Westhuizen, van Schalkwyk. A chance for justice. It's a little bit too deep. And very solid by Christian Cullen. This is where he's very pacey. This is Osborne. Good tackle by Snyman. Marshall. This is Culhane. He's got a lot of pace. Has the little fly half. The All Blacks go piling in behind the ball. Marshall. This is Osborne. Very, very fleet of foot is Glenn Osborne. He's scragged by the South African cover defence. Marshall again. Culhane. Van der Westhuizen was up very quickly. Well read by Andre Venter. Van der Westhuizen, Stransky. Wow, lovely skip pass by Stransky. This is Jabir. Now a chance here for Andre Snyman. Stransky just outside the All Black 22-meter line. Henry Tromp dives in for it. Van der Westhuizen, Stransky. Now this is Ruben Creer. Now Herter feeding it back to Teichmann. Very difficult for him to have moved that wide. Look at the All Blacks defence, how they've lined up. Van der Westhuizen, Wilson back for it. Oh, that's a good bounce and good play by Wilson. Stransky, chance for the drop. This is good running by Joel Stransky. Mark Andrews is strong. This is Van der Westhuizen. And now it's a chance for Jabir. 5 meters out. The Springboks dive in. The crowd are off their feet. Mark Andrews. They must be a meter away now. They drive again. This is Hannes Strydom. The All Blacks, and what's the referee say? He dived for it for a try. They got in. They got in for the try. Hannes Strydom.
What a wonderful opening piece of play we've seen here in the 3 minutes. New Zealand, after that very, very quick move from the try line, and then all the various loose pieces of play, and then the man that we were thinking could possibly put the spark in this match, Joos van der West came through the gap there. Now the support play comes in. First Andre Hubert, the pack is really coming in, the slow ball in, then Mark Andrews, he tried to get through. Watch Hannes Strydom come in, but very more important, the rest of the pack had opened it up. There we can see, just right at the bottom, Hannes Strydom with his first test try, and the first try of this test.
And just look where the referee is. He's perfectly positioned as Strydom crashes over. A lot of help from his co-forwards.
And watch this elation.
Slight breeze in his favour. Oh, and that's bad luck for Joel Stransky, just striking the upright. So that man, Hannes Strydom, his first test try. Frank Bunce in trouble. Frank Bunce today playing in his 42nd test match. Huge experience in this All Black side. Culhane. Straight on. Well played by Van der Westhuizen and now Van Schalkwyk. Oh, and he'll get a huge cheer from that. The Pretoria crowd just loved the youngster from the Waterkloof High School.
And I must say, you know, poor Andre Margraaf, as we see a double take here, luckily backwards, quite acrobatically there for a lock forward by Hannes Strydom. But Andre Margraaf, that up to now in the first two tests against the All Blacks, has been saying that the luck hasn't actually been going his way. And just there we saw for the first time a little bit of luck going South African way.
Jones goes high, it's pulled in by Michael Jones. Marshall. Osborne was flying down the left-hand touchline. This is now Justin Swart, well taken by the young Western Province winger. They've turned him around though. This is Marshall. Got in front of Culhane. Walter Little. Good defence by South Africa. Marshall just looking up to see where the South African players are positioned. Osborne. Great tackle by Mark Andrews. And South Africa have turned it around. Van der Westhuizen, Venter, Teichmann. Fell well. Now Ruben Kruger, good defence by the All Blacks. Craig Dowd was prominent. Zinzan nearly turned it around. And the South Africans just losing the control.
The South African tempo in the tight loose is much higher than that of the All Blacks, and so we will have a greater chance of actually losing the ball because we tend to drive that little bit more quicker than what they actually do. So the momentum is high and you tend to be knocked off your feet that much easier. Let's just have a look. Marius Herter, the guys have worked very hard this week on the scrums, as we see down. The ball being worked back there by Henry Tromp.
Strong scrummage by the All Blacks. Zinzan Brook, Van der Westhuizen did well, so did Andre Venter, Marshall, Kronfeldt. Ruben Kruger goes in, can he get it back? He's dug for it. That was a good pass from Henry Tronstransky. It's Van Schalkwyk is up very quickly, Christian Cullen, and there was a little knock-on by Van Schalkwyk. The referee waiting for advantage. Osborne, he's got plenty of pace. Now Michael Jones, skipping Kronfeldt, Zinzan. Look at that with the left foot, such confidence. Justin Swart is back for it. Taken by Justin Swart. Help there quickly from Oosturant. Van der Westhuizen, Stransky. Marshall came through very quickly. That was good recovery by Justin Swart.
South Africa a little bit slow in picking up the counter attacks by the All Blacks, and the second time now in this test that we've seen that they've decided to run with the ball when actually the South African defence has fallen back and hoped that they were going to kick the ball.
8 minutes gone in the first half. South Africa leading by 5 points to 0. Try by Hannah Strydom. Ian Jones, Zinzan behind him. Ian Jones going very high. Good control by the All Blacks. Then it's laid back by Fitzpatrick. Marshall to Little. You see how quick on their feet they are, the All Blacks, when they get going on the run. Very dangerous. Marshall again. Culhane. Joubert. It's tackled by Frank Bunce. Van der Westhuizen. And that's a great kick by Just van der Westhuizen. Cullen is in trouble. Now this is, watch this for pace. This is pace. He's got tremendous side step as well. Marshall, lovely dummy. This guy's also very quick on his feet. It was Oosturant who just managed the ankle tap. Ian Jones goes in quickly. Now it's Olo Brown, held up by Marius Herta. Good control by the All Blacks. Culhane got the pass away to Osborne. Marshall again. South Africa offside. Look how quickly Marshall takes it. Van der Westhuizen reacted quickly. Wasn't 10 meters back, but if Marshall had got through there, could well have been a try.
I must say here at this point in time, South Africa has got a little bit of a problem with the pace in which the All Blacks are actually playing the game at present. They're getting over the advantage line much too easy, short and long, and I think it's all due to the pace of their play.
Well, that little period of play, great control by the All Blacks. Simon Culhane, who in the history of international rugby football, the quickest player to get to 100 points in Test rugby, took him just 5 games. 45 of those being in his world record effort against Japan. This should be a formality for him, and he's made a hash of it. A little bit of signs of last Saturday when Joel Stransky had the misfortune of missing 3 from in front of the posts. So maybe the boot is on the other foot. Wilson, Culhane, Little. Peter Hendricks was up quickly. Tremendous tackle by Mark Andrews, but Marshall gets away from him. This is dangerous for New Zealand. Look at the agility of Marshall, and then Robin Brooke, and this will be a try for Ian Jones. No, it won't. It's a try for Jeff Wilson. And it's that man, Justin Marshall, the scrum half, who's creating all sorts of problems for South Africa.
Just look at the delight there in the New Zealand camp. Jeff Wilson with a great try, but South Africa has got a bit of a problem at this point in time. The way that the All Blacks are moving the ball wide from far behind the advantage line, and then as soon as the gap opens, cutting over the advantage line, and the defence just not there at all. Robin Brooke with the pass over to Ian Jones, out to Jeff Wilson. And the 2 points there, the All Blacks lead with 7 points to 5.
Jeff Wilson getting in for his 13th chest try. Look at the skill by Ian Jones. desperate by Joost van der Westhuizen, but the support play absolutely brilliant by the two big lock forwards. Robin Brook was really flying when he was in possession, and then Jones took it on. Problems for Hannes Strydom. Dr. Frans Verster attending. Also problems for Zinzan Brook. Well, that was the man who carried it on. Good kick-off by Stransky, allowing the Springboks to get up. The All Blacks in control. Peter Hendricks back for it, but they will go all the way back to just outside the All Black 22-meter line.
It's going to be South African's throw. Now Mr. Angier Mene had decided there must have been a forward pass there. I think he indicated there was a bit of advantage to be allowed. And South Africa has now only got 7 forwards. And now the old trick, an injury, trying to create time, hoping that Frans Verster, the team doctor, will be able to rid Hannes Strydom of his heels. It's that man Oosturand who's down again.
Well, Oosturand, you could see Gary Tyson actually tapped Oosturand on the buttocks, and he was obviously the fall guy.
Given what happened to him in the first test, you wouldn't think that it would have gone down that easy again.
Well, now Hannes Strydom, this is the try. This is Justin Marshall, such an elusive runner. Now watch out for Robin Brook. There he is, moving like a three-quarter. Brilliant pass out to his co-lock, and Jeff Wilson was in the right place. Marshall. And the All Blacks getting in amongst them very quickly. South Africans a little naughty to allow that ball to bounce. Van der Westhuizen waiting. Look at this now, he sees a little bit of space. And the referee says it's a late tackle. And so a chance for Charles Stransky to put South Africa ahead. Justin Marshall, the man who stopped Joost van der Westhuizen dead in his tracks.
The golden boy of Loftus Versfeld. And just when on the electronic scoreboard the names of the team were read out earlier, the roar that went up when they saw that Joost van der Westhuizen was going to be played. The late tackle there, and Joost playing his part as well. Obviously the crowd didn't waste one moment there to react to the golden boy being late tackled. Important kick.
He likes it, the crowd like it, and I'm sure all those people at home like it. South Africa back in the lead.
Now at the kickoffs, we've also seen South Africa not being able to control the ball all that well. They've practiced, but there we see Mark Andrews being isolated from Oosturand. That's naughty of Oosturand to not stay with his lock forward.
Stransky. This time Cullen has to make a lot more ground in the bounce favouring South Africa. Mark Andrews doing well to hold on to that ball and make sure South Africa got it.
Watch there, totally isolated from the number 1, who was late there to come in and support him.
Robin Brook. It's Ian Jones again. The perfect combination of Sean Fitzpatrick and Ian Jones, but the throw wasn't in straight.
Very important also for the South African locks. They haven't been counter-jumping very well. Here we see totally unopposed. Hannes Strydom didn't even try to get his hands above his head to put any pressure whatsoever on Ian Jones.
Van der Westhuizen, Stransky, Van Skalkwyk, Teichmann. Quick hands by the South Africans, and they've retained the possession. Van der Westhuizen, chance for Peter Hendricks to give chase. Jeff Wilson is back for it, and the line-out will take place right in New Zealand territory.
Very good play there by Jos van der Westhuizen. We know the All Blacks don't like turning back and playing behind the advantage line. That was a brilliant little kick, but even more so, the pressure coming through there from Danie van Skalkwyk.
The chant goes up, no, no, no. Drop. You can see no South African jump there. Eventually Van der Westhuizen, the man who had to tidy it up. Peter Hendricks, Stransky. That could also be a little bit too deep. Good catch by Christian Cullen.
An ideal situation to create pressure given away there by South Africa.
And eventually it's Culhane who gets the ball. All Blacks in front of the ball. Great roar going up from the crowd because this is a terrific attacking position.
Well, we've seen and heard that John Hart the past week has tried to relax his players, not think about the history that they can actually make here this afternoon. But funny enough, just having a look at that haka didn't look as ferocious as always, and they've made 2 or 3 unforced errors early in this match, and maybe they're not all that G'd up as you would normally say.
Free kick quickly taken. Now the referee has to be consistent in terms of his line, the 10 meters. South Africa driving away at the line. Ruben Kriel makes ground. They're about 8 meters out. Van der Westhuizen, now Stransky, beautifully taken by Andre Snyman. Did very well to play that, Snyman did. Now Osterrand looking around. What's the opportunity? And he's well tackled by Olo Brown. Now look where Olo Brown's line, Van der Westhuizen, Stransky. And it was just couldn't find anybody to pass to. Obstruction by the South Africans and an opportunity lost. Mark Andrews, you can see the disappointment. You can see here Stransky gets the ball. Then Mark Andrews comes on the short run. That was the problem. Stransky didn't slip it to him. And a little bit of a hash by Simon Culhane of that penalty. Still the All Blacks throw in. Robin Brook, the man who goes high. Marshall, Culhane. Van der Westhuizen came through very quickly.
A great taken kick there by Culhane, under great pressure. South Africa calling a short line out. Four-man line out with Hannes Strydom at the rearmost.
Mark Andrews taking the lob quickly. Stransky, Van Skalkwyk. Now that's South Africa winning the ball on 2 occasions and making a bit of a hash of it. Looked a bit like Danie van Skalkwyk was expecting a skip there. Brook, Marshall, and Cullen's up in the line. A chance for Jeff Wilson. He's got plenty of pace. Look at this for pace. His second try. That's brilliant by Jeff Wilson.
Great play by the All Blacks, and once again they got the opportunity, they took it, they scored the points. We saw South Africa attack, too many people lying around, tight forwards trying to get into the back play, and that's a sign of a great side. Watch how they create their own opportunities, and this most probably the most underrated player in the All Black side, Marshall. The double skip outside, Hendricks once again found wanting. The turnaround was just not there, the speed also not there for Andre Yubert. The bounce was great there for Wilson, great try.
And that's a much better conversion by Simon Culhane. And two very good tries by Jeff Wilson. Watch how he tracks on the pace here. The ball is perfectly positioned. He just piles on the pace, and the bounce is perfect for him. Try number 2. Brook again. Marshall. Taken forward by Michael Jones. He's lost his scrum cap. Marshall again. Culhane. The brilliant handling once again by Walter Little. Osborne just a bit too high from Cullen.
Didier Monet a little bit late in picking it up. The crowd shouting at him that the ball had actually been lost for. Just watch this. It wasn't a clean take here. And then the knock on forward. Now very important to get a right shoulder, but again it's Dowd that's giving Marius Herter torrid time. They've come off the left foot, that's better. And Gary Teichmann playing against the wheel again. Right shoulder, big head there. Teichmann getting up, opening himself, and that's why you isolate yourself from your fellow supporting players.
And that just allowing a little bit too much for the wind. Certainly had the distance. Culhane. Joubert. Andre Joubert desperate to try and get through the gap. He had Andre Venter on his outside. Van der Westhuizen again probing for ground. Another well-placed kick. And as Scott Berger was saying, South Africa have had a lot of opportunities in the All Black 22-meter area.
And Kobus Visser coming onto the field there to replace Hannes Strydom, whose ankle is still bothering him. Mark Andrews moving now to number 4 in the line-out. Kobus Visser up front. A fiery lock, and most probably a tight forward South Africa's been needing in the first 2 tests. Sean Fitzpatrick.
Great combination again. Marshall. Hendricks. Jeff Wilson was up there very quickly. And now a chance for South Africa to open it up. This is Andre Joubert. Look at that ball to Justin Swart. Justin Swart getting away from the first tackler, stayed on his feet well. Osborne now recovers. Justin Swart fighting like mad to retain the ball. Van der Westhuizen. It's help from Henry Tromp. Now it's Marius Herter. Visser drives hard. The crowd roar again. Dowd holds him up. Van der Westhuizen, there aren't too many backs out there. This is Andre Joubert. Now Stransky, the little skip again. Justin Swart did well to keep the ball in field. Ruben Creer just getting rid of Sean Fitzpatrick. The touch judge has got his flag out. That will be a penalty to New Zealand. Referee waiting for advantage. He says play on. Still the touch judge holds his flag out. And this could be advantage. The touch judge has dropped his flag now. Peter Hendricks, the South Africans in all sorts of trouble. Jeff Wilson is up on him very quickly. Hendricks will have to release, so he got to his feet quickly. Scrum, New Zealand ball. Now it'll be interesting to see whether the ref, I think they will talk to Ruben Creer, but there's been huge advantage to the All Blacks.
But I think what's happening here, the South Africans are getting frustrated. The All Blacks are falling over the ball time and time again. Didier Manet is doing nothing to it, and they got into a bit of raking there. And just like in the last loose scrum that we saw there, the All Blacks unceremoniously just diving on the ball.
Gary Teichmann trying to point it out to Mr. Mene.
I tell the coach yesterday, don't stop. Aggress. S'ils sont au sol, je laisse jouer l'avantage. Et dis-leur.
Well, here you see Ruben Creer ripping Sean Fitzpatrick out and then just trying to rake him out of the ruck. There's the ball.
And lying there in New Zealand, you would have expected nothing else than that.
Good chance now for the All Blacks to attack. Cullen is up in the line once again. Lukai gets away through that first tackle, taken on by Marshall. South African desperate defence once again. Tonfelt is well tackled by Mark Andrews.
Too late. No.
And Mr. Mene just saying that the All Blacks were too late in clearing the ball.
It's okay. Engage. Engage.
That's a much better hit than going down in the scrum by South Africa. So important to get the right shoulder forward. Fractionally, the ref wants it straight as he asks them. Now the pressure to come through.
Van der Westhuizen, Stransky has to move quickly. Marshall came through fast. Good clearance by Joel Stransky. Ten minutes left in the half. New Zealand leading by 14 points to 8. See, the second phase for South Africa has been good. That's the score of both tries for New Zealand. Now chance for Walter Little, Cullen. The referee should judge that to be a knock-on, but Andre Joubert couldn't get away from Wilson. The support of the South Africans was good, but once again, all the backs have lined up on the short side. Van der Westhuizen, and that's a wasted good ball by South Africa. All the backs had lined up on the short side of the field, which is a very strange thing to do.
Yeah, we had both the number 12 and 13, Snyman and Van Schalkwyk, lining up right with less than 15 meters to play to the right. And we've seen today how the All Blacks have been making use of the space wide.
Jones gets down to, in fact, via Marshall to Olo Brown. Now Robin Brook, Tronfelt, Little. Well, that was quite an optimistic attempt at kicking a drop goal, but it wasn't a bad strike. Walter Little, his 43rd Test match today. Andre Joubert was hoping it would roll over the dead ball line. A little bit too deep by Stransky, allowing Zinzan to run back. Mark Andrews has put in some telling tackles today. Marshall Now Michael Jones, very strong in the leg. Marshall once again, Culhane. And now a chance for Justin Swart to recover for South Africa. And referee blowing up for the first knock-on.
But South Africa still trying to get too many passes away in the short play. And the All Blacks are masters of getting in between.
Well, right in the middle picture there, momentarily, was John Hart.
Referee saying, shut up, you play. I mean, Oosterrand was probably by now understands what that is.
I don't quite know what that was for. Quick reactions by Zinzambrook. Now Frank Bunce getting away from Andre Snyman. A chance for Jeff Wilson once again. Well, you see how quickly Zinzambrook reacted to that penalty. Took it away very quickly.
But the South African defence pattern, totally flat-footed. You're running up and waiting. We're giving them the opportunity wide. John Hart has spotted that. That's why, as of late, he's been practicing all the moves wide and getting numbers there.
Important throw-in for Henry Tromp. He wouldn't have had too much time to practice with Kobus Wiese, but that was good. Chance for South Africa to clear their line.
And very important that that man there takes his backline up on defence. Culhane slipped in twice in that. Joe Stransky's actually run up on the outside foot. Well, Wiley Fox, Sean Fitzpatrick.
South Africa have managed to wrest it away from them. I think a bit of a mix-up there amongst the All Blacks. Stransky, foot just inside the 22. Five minutes to go.
Psychologically very important for South Africa to try and score a try still in the dying minutes of this first half.
That man Jones again, Robin Brooke coming round. Marshall, Culhane, Bunce, and once again South Africa in all sorts of trouble. Cullen has got the pace, and that's a great tackle by Andre Snyman. Brilliant tackle by Andre Snyman, but the defences in midfield there were found wanting.
Here and there very clearly you could see these two centres like going up quickly. They went up, and then all of a sudden they were separated. And that man there, Christian Cullen, coming through the middle, we're giving them far, far too much space to run in.
Interesting that the All Blacks have been awarded the scrum, but the referee indicating there was a foot by a South African that took it over. Look at this by Zinzambrook, and he's in. The All Blacks handling very, very sure, and John Hart loves it.
Watch in slow-mo. The run around. Stransky once again slipping a tackle. And the try to Zinzambrook.
Well, all the men who scored last Saturday getting on the tries on the scoreboard again. But one has to say, originally it was a slip-up in midfield that allowed the All Blacks to get to that position. And then the defences found wanting once again. Culhane successful with the conversion, and the All Blacks right now looking like they are going to make history. Tremendous confidence by the All Blacks once again from the kickoffs. Their control is so sure. Hendricks. Chance for Peter Hendricks to run back. Thumping tackle by Michael Jones. Van der Westhuizen, Stransky, Van Skalkwyk. There's no rhythm there. This is Joubert. The rhythm is really sadly lacking at the moment.
And things are starting to go badly wrong for South Africa. Long pass to his weak side, not fully there. Andre Joubert having a bit of a grab at the ball.
Marshall's run wide. Good defender. You see how Osborne makes it to cross the advantage line again. Marshall, Culhane. A little bit too long by Simon Culhane, but the All Blacks are in full control at the moment, and it's going to take a tremendous effort by South Africa to get back into this game. It'll be interesting to see if there is any altitude effect on the All Blacks. And that's Josh Kronfeldt, and Michael Jones has sat down for attention. The second phase it may be, but there's just not enough happening from that second phase for South Africa, and New Zealand seizing on just about every opportunity that comes their way. That young man showing tremendous form in the Tuesday games, Andy Blowers, the young Auckland flank forward. It's also interesting to see that Talama Iramia is warming up. Kobus Wiese had to have a second grab at it. Van der Westhuizen just swamped by the All Blacks. Teichmann having a look. Hendricks, Stransky, Andre Venter.
Stop!
It's Michael Jones who's at the bottom of all that. And the referee awarding the penalty. Now Teichmann takes it away. And now a chance for taking it down the 10 meters, a chance for Joel Stransky to put some points on the board for South Africa right on half-time. And that's a much better strike, and psychologically that will give South Africa a bit of a boost. That man of Jeff Wilson, the scorer of 2 tries, Zinzan the other one. It had started well for South Africa with Hannes Straden getting in 2 penalties by Joel Stransky. We will be back for the next 40 minutes, and it's going to be tough stuff. Welcome back to Loftus Versfeld, just in time as Kobus Wiese makes the catch on the kickoff. If South Africa are going to pull this game out of the fire, there's going to be a huge turnaround in the game. Stransky. Look where Zinzan is. Cullen. Christian Cullen has read it well. Andre Joubert quickly into Teichmann. Nice footwork by him. Oh, and that's a great kick by the captain. A huge roar goes up from the crowd as Gary Teichmann kicks a huge torpedo.
And the poor Loftus faithfuls haven't had much to cheer for. Just watch that. Under great pressure, great relief.
Very often in these positions you see at number 4, Ian Jones, tripling backwards and then the leap. His timing is so good. That has to be a...
Yeah, but Sean Fitzpatrick aimed and Gideon Manet is at fault there, and the crowd are booing the Frenchman.
And it's Brook who gets the ball down. Marshall, Culhane, Joubert is well positioned. Desperately trying to get it ahead, but just couldn't push it far enough. Now watch the All Blacks counter-attack. Teichmann is right up there. Great tackle on Ian Jones. The All Blacks reacting quickly. Marshall. Now a long way for Andre Joubert to go. Jeff Wilson is coming up very quickly and very nearly got a hand on that ball. See how quickly Cullen came up as well. It's a penalty to the All Blacks. Watch Cullen, watch Cullen. But eventually it's Sean Fitzpatrick who says, hold it, hold it. Just van der Westhuizen who's penalised.
But that was very bad play by that man there, Andre Joubert. About 30 yards behind that vantage line, gets the ball, tries to chip to get away on the far side. When they just got into the half of the All Blacks, there we see the ball actually being run out. At first we thought it was a deliberate pass of the ball out, but actually it was Joos van der Westhuizen with his shoulder there on the All Black being penalised.
And it's a good kick by Simon Culhane. The thing that's impressive is that the All Blacks, when they have the ball in hand, are so sure of what they're doing. And a penalty now. South Africa mustn't lose their cool. The referee indicating that there was a tackle whilst he was up in the air.
But the poor pack at present, the backs are not carrying the ball over that vantage line. And I think the pack has not had many targets to run at, as we say in rugby, where the backs had actually got over that vantage line, set up something ahead for them to run at.
Robin, Brook, Marshall, Culhane, Little. The All Blacks will be very happy with that. Using the hard ground, rolling the ball down into South African territory. Now what South Africa will do is if they win the possession, kick it out, All Black ball again, and it's very difficult to loosen the stranglehold. The ball will probably be thrown to that man, Kobus Wiese, on for Hannes Strydom. Gary Teichmann recovers well, but there was interference by the All Blacks. You heard the cry from Kobus Wiese.
And you could hear in that cry, it was about strangled there, the way they got a hold of him in that line out.
Good punt by Andre Joubert.
Trump with the throw-in. Now just watch this. Where is Wiese about being strangled there by his opponent?
Now it's Andre Venter who makes the catch, or Sturant. Venter waits. Can the referee see where the ball is? Now that's a pop back to Dani van Schalkwyk. Taken on by Sturant and Wiese. The South Africans just driving it forward, but the defence on the All Black side is very good. You see how Sean Fitzpatrick's going to be seriously penalised there, because he went in with the arm to make the tackle.
Listen to the whistle.
And Craig Dowd realising he better get his captain away from there.
Offside only.
He's never done anything wrong.
Blown up for the offside, but when you see this tackle, you'll see how he goes in with the arm.
Watch now, Gary Teichmann going, but watch that. Boom. And I think very easily he could have got his marching orders. Even Henry Tromp looking round at the referee saying, "Oh, how do you allow that?"
And it's just hooked a little bit. He from that side of the field, he pushed the first one, and he's been far more successful from the opposite side. Joubert, he's got Teichmann in support and Andre Venter, and just the Springboks not running in cohesion. Now chance here for Ruben Creer, Peter Hendricks, tackled by Jeff Wilson, laid back to Van der Westhuizen. Now it's Justin Swart.
You know, you and I like this little Donny van Schalkwyk, and his third test, and he's not going to allow a guy like Frank Bunce to bully him. Maybe we need a little bit more heart like him in the side.
Interesting to see two Justin Swart right across on the right wing. Robin Brook is interfered with. Zunzan reacts quickly. He's got Michael Jones in support. Good tackle by Teichmann. The three All Black loose forwards working well in tandem. Now it's taken on by Robin Brook. Marshall, Kronfeldt. Marius Herter does the original stopping. Marshall once again, Culhane. Again, it's a long way for Andre Joubert to have to run, and the ball bouncing. That is a great kick by Simon Culhane. Now a vital throw by Henry Tromp. Ian Jones has moved up to 2 to mark. And once again there's interference. See Mark Andrews just walking behind and clapping hands. South Africa need to concentrate. Joubert. Osborne. Confronted by Justin Swart. Marshall, Kronfeldt. See how sure the All Black ball retention is. Marshall once again, now it's Michael Jones. The moment, of course, you say that, they make a hash of it.
But you, quite interestingly, for all our young viewers at home, the first attacking tackle in about 20 minutes of play made there by Oosterrand, and the All Blacks were under pressure.
Wait for me, please. I tell you, the ball is not here. Engage.
Very quickly in by Joost van der Westhuizen, and South Africa very nearly lost that ball.
Straight, please. Straight.
Well, that little man trying to push that huge bit of South African beef around.
Engage now. Come on.
Joubert. Now will that bounce in? Royalt, nicely judged boundary, Joubert. "29 minutes left. The All Blacks leading by 24 points to 11.
Very important now, Hughes, that the backs must give the forwards the opportunity to smell that try line, to stay in the 22, keep the ball ahead of them, and get their spirit up again.
If the All Blacks win this ball, they want to put a lot of pressure on Simon Culhane. See how Jones doubles back, and then Robin Brook does the jumping. All the South Africans went with Jones. Marshall taking the pressure off Culhane. And a very, very useful scrum half is that Justin Marshall.
As I said earlier, most probably one of the most underrated players in this All Black side. His hand speed, phenomenal. And then his all-round skills.
Joel Stransky just using the boot a bit more than Simon Culhane. Good jump by Andre Venter. Visa came round quickly. Look at that from Michael Jones onto Oosturant. Michael Jones, so experienced, playing in his 49th test match today. Stransky. Because the All Blacks have come up so quickly, the All Black centres, and Simon Culhane, you're quite right, Scott, Simon Culhane brings them up very quickly.
And even more so, in that lineup, it was a clean take. Then the following moment, we saw two sets of hands coming on the ball, trying to roll around. And that man, Michael Jones, so quickly isolated Oosturant and shoved him back.
Ian Jones. Marshall. You see Justin Swart had fallen back for the long one. Van der Westhuizen did well. Teichmann to Joubert. Teichmann again. Van der Westhuizen. Joubert quickly closed down. Even Robin Brook was across there. The commitment of the All Black defence is tremendous. Stransky just popping it back to Teichmann. The All Blacks are offside. The referee was waiting for advantage. Now, what will Gary Teichmann ask of Joel Stransky here?
Offside.
And there's Stransky just getting rid of the ball when it looked as if he was going to be tackled. And very important, like I said earlier, a player in that position, if he can't get the pass away, rather hold on to it to create a target for the forwards to play into, and then get the rhythm going.
26 minutes left, and the difference is 13 points. Interesting that Mark Andrews is at the back trying to create some sort of space, but Kronfeld comes away with the ball. The reactions are very quick. Marshall, Culhane, Little. In fact, it's Frank Bunce. Frank Bunce once again getting away from the first tackler, and then finding the space on the outside for Sean Fitzpatrick, but it was forward.
And the South Africans allowing the All Blacks to run backwards and forwards over the field. And that was a clear indication that no tackler is willing to come over the advantage line and shut them out.
I think that could be Gary Teichmann who's down. Yeah, it's the South African captain. And the referee, Frans Verster, indicating that there must be blood. There you see Frank Bunce being given the opportunity to run around like that, and then just there the pass went forward. Tremendous cheer as Wayne Fyvie gets a Springbok Test cap. I'm sure the guys down in Durban will be delighted with that. And he, one Hilton old boy, replacing another Hilton old boy. Van der Westhuizen, Justin Swart will want to give chase now. Christian Cullen. And that'll be South Africa's put in at the line out. And if South Africa don't score now, then I think history is going to be made.
So many times we've played ourselves, South Africa's played itself into this position and just not been able to capitalize. But that's a just reward for a player who's really set the scene alight this year, playing tremendous rugby for Natal, Wayne Fyvie. And let's see if he can make use of this higher platform to do well.
South Africa won't want to waste too much time in discussing the signals at the line out. It's Andrews who goes high at 4. Then the drive in from Kobus Wiese. Van der Westhuizen or Sturant. Look at that, how they stop him dead in his tracks. Then rolling over the ball, Van der Westhuizen now to Tromp. And now taken on by Ruben Kriel. They're 5 meters out. Can they loosen this ball up? It's Fyvie. He's scragged for Sturant. Wants to make ground. The referee still waiting for advantage. Van der Westhuizen, Wiese drives, held up. Have they got the momentum to take him over? The referee says, hold on a second, let's wait for advantage once again. Ruben Kriel is in there, so is Henry Tromp. They've driven it over the line. The referee says penalty. Now, what is Teichmann going to do? I frankly would kick for the posts.
Very important, they're 13 points behind. Joel Stransky must now have taken over the captaincy, being, I think, the vice-captain.
That Ruben Kriel will probably certainly lead the pack.
They're going to have a rush at the try line.
Now they must take it in. So look how the All Blacks defend. They don't defend 1-1, but South Africa have driven it over. It's the try is given. Ruben Kriel, the man who's in possession, and Ruben Kriel, the man who gets up with the ball. It looked like Mark Andrews was the guy who threw his hands up in the air. Tromp is the man in possession now.
This is a great camera shot there from our SuperSport cameraman coming through the middle. Just watch Mark Andrews helping coming through, but just behind them there, it was Ruben Kruger.
Ruben Kruger just getting in for his second try in his 23rd, 20th Test match. Stransky makes no mistake, and well, the moment you say let's go for post, they take the drive, and that's what happens.
Wonderful opportunity set up just before that. Also Kobus Wiese did very well to create that extra 2-3 yards. And let's just hope that's the inspiration for the team to add the following points. Another unforced error by the All Blacks. And this is going to be an ideal opportunity for South Africa to try and get territorial advantage.
As we move into the last quarter of the game, it's going to be a tremendous battle now.
Henry Tromp's been injured, He's down on his knees.
So Frans Verster working overtime. Landre Malgraaf just coming out of his seat on the grandstand. Just a few words of advice to James Dalton if he should go on as a replacement. Johan Roux and David Thron there. Henry Tromp's a tough character.
Yes. Less the line. Engage.
I just think from what stock he comes with a father like Jan Trompu.
Don't push before. Engage. Up. Engage.
Very quickly fed by Van der Westhuizen, picked up by Fivey, takes it over, good driving in by Andre Venter. Now they take it over as they go forward. The Springboks, a great roar again from the crowd. Van der Westhuizen. Christian Cullen is back for it, the bounce is awkward, and Stransky so nearly got his hands on it, but still it's Van der Westhuizen. Van der Westhuizen, yes! He dived, he's got it!
Great little bit of opportunist play there. First of all, Wayne Fivey as he came off the back of the scrum. And just watch the whole body language of the team. Awkward bounce there for Cullen. Up it went. Now just look at this. Stransky couldn't get it. The ball was knocked back by him as well as Andre Aubert. And just watch this, man. Here's Van der Westhuizen, the darling of Loftus. Up he jumped, off his feet. Great try to South Africa.
And look at that elation. And Roger Markgraf, well,
he doesn't know what's coming up next.
He's thinking about the conversion now. Hold your breath. It's looking good, it's looking good! Oh, it hit the upright. So there's 1 point in it. That's the second time Joel Stransky's hit the upright. Look at this burst away by Just van der Westhuizen, crowding on the pace. And in fact, he could have gone around closer to the upright.
But just watch this, the pick-up, stand up, turn and dart.
Yeah, well, Justin Marshall would have cut him off anyway, and he made absolutely certain. And it looks like John Preston has come on. John Preston will take up the fly half position as Simon Culhane has gone off. Now a chance for Stransky to drive the All Blacks back. Sliding off the side of his boot a little. "17 minutes to go." Remember what the All Blacks did to Australia in the second Tri-Nations game in Brisbane. The tremendous fight back by them. It's been a good fight back by South Africa. Now will the All Blacks turn it on? Taken by Olo Brown. Quickly onto him was Andre Venter.
You play on the ground, sir. You too. Yes.
Off, South Africans off their feet.
I don't know.
And now John Preston will probably be the man who, John Preston, who has the unique ability of being able to play fly half and scrum half. John Preston, who took over the kicking from Matthew Cooper in the Eastern Province game and did very well.
Well, if you think the All Blacks have only missed 1 kick and South Africa 4 kicks in this test.
And it's a good kick by Preston, and it's another 3 points to the All Blacks. So they extend their lead to 4. And now James Dalton will come on in place of Henry Tromp. Gary Teichmann wants to come on. Wayne Fivey will go off. Now what can James Dalton produce? Zinzan is back for it. Marshall, Kronfeldt, Jones. Good tackle by Ruben Creer. picked up by Dowd. Marshall once again, Preston. Good kick by John Preston.
James Donald will have to throw this ball in the line out, and he'll be very glad to be back in the South African side. Bullet, as he's affectionately known by his teammates.
Well, of course, he will have practiced for hour after hour with Kobus Wiese. Not too much practice with Mark Andrews at 4. We've seen some good jumping by Andre Venter at the back of the line out as well. Wiese is the man. Now, can South Africa get some momentum going? They're just over the halfway line. It's driven forward. Van der Westhuizen, Stransky, Van Schalkwyk, and it's intercepted by Michael Jones. This could be the end. Jones looking, a great tackle by Van der Westhuizen. Preston was there very quickly. They telegraphed that pass. Penalty. South Africa will get off the hook. Playing the ball on the ground.
Very dangerous area on the field where they tried that move. But let's just watch going down in diving over there by that man, Josh Kronfeld.
Gary Teichmann in trouble again.
You many times we've taken a very high impact like that, and you've got a cut in your head for about 5 or 10 minutes thereafter. You know, specifically after the treatment, you tend to have a lot of pain. It sort of like blinds you.
"13 minutes to go. Mark Andrews goes high, beautiful jump. Now Stransky on the inside comes Teichmann. The All Black defense is again great. Van der Westhuizen looking for space, and that's gone too far. Penalty, South Africa. And I'm sure Just van der Westhuizen is relieved, as all the, I say 49,000 people here, because there are about 1,000 New Zealanders here. Cullen, bad mistake by South Africa. And Christian Cullen's let them off the hook.
Can you believe it? The amount of unforced errors made by South Africa within the playing context has been far too high for a team who wants to beat the All Blacks.
Ian Jones to Mark Wiese. Ian Jones gets the touch. Dalton reacts quickly. Now Fitzpatrick has got himself on the wrong side of the maul. This is now a chance here for Teichmann to drive forward. Wiese, nice scrum half pass. Stransky, still the Springboks battle to find their rhythm. Kronfeld was up there quickly, well taken and robbed off there by Andre Venter. Now Marius Herter, Ruben Creer is in.
I see. Don't speak. Yes.
I think that was moved forward, but through the Springbok hands. Looks like it's Ian Jones who's in trouble. Not often that you see Ian Jones receiving attention.
Here we watch the slow-mo. Just watch Fitzpatrick having a kick there at Kobus Wiese while he's lying on the ground, and that French linesman never even put his flag out.
Ten minutes left. Brooke, Preston, great tackle there. And that was a tremendous tackle by Andre Snyman.
And that's the value of it, of creating attack through defense. And now you, South Africa, must sit in the front ends of the seats like us. 10 minutes remaining in this match. Is the series going to go to the wire? Andre Snyman, watch that. Boom, what a great tackle.
It was almost exactly the same position that Jochie Janssen tackled Wayne Cottrell 20 years ago. 9 minutes left. South Africa have to make use of these attacking opportunities. Teichmann, he needs the support very quickly. Penalty, South Africa. Now will they take the quick one? If they kick it over, it will be 1 point difference.
And I don't think there's much of an option here. You've got to go for the 3 points.
2 foot.
I don't know if you heard the voice there of Kobus Wiese saying,
Yes.
Well, now it will be interesting that it's going. Joel Stransky looks like he's going to go for posts. Ian Jones is coming off.
There we see the loose maul. The forwards going in, the All Blacks lying on the wrong side. Robin Brook getting a good raking there, but there's the man, Ian Jones. What a great match test hasn't he had? He must have had about 100% take percentage in the lineouts. But Gary Teichmann has also left the field, the Springbok captain coming off, and to be replaced by Wayne Fivey. Blair Larson will be on the field also there for Ian Jones. Now percentage play becomes very important. And another All Black leaving, that's Josh Kronfeld. He also got raked in that loose scrum.
So it's tough and hard out there. Teichmann leaving. The guys are coming on and off the field so fast. Andy Blowers gets on now. And he bends down to pick up his tee. He knew it was good. And that was maybe ultimately it will be very interesting to see whether that decision was the correct one. The All Blacks will want to play it right down in South Africa's territory. Jeff Wilson was the man who kicked off. Van der Westhuizen's. Now a chance here for Andre Joubert. And that's a good punt by the Springbok fullback. 7 minutes to go. There'll be a little bit of injury time.
And that man there, is he going to become the first All Black captain to captain the Victoria side in the series in South Africa? Must probably go back to Auckland and be knighted, become Sir John Fitzpatrick, Sean Fitzpatrick.
Robin Brook, the clean take. Fitzpatrick goes in quickly now. Michael Jones, Fitzpatrick pulling it down. Marshall, Preston. Now it's big Andy Blows. Great tackle by Ruben Creer. Penalty of New Zealand. The interesting, Fitzpatrick will probably say go for posts. There's an opportunity for them to do so. The breeze is at their backs.
Great tackle there by Ruben Kruger. Now we see Wayne Fivey being bundled over there, actually by his own Springbok teammate. But how much of that haven't we seen today from the black jerseys?
And Preston has the distance. That's a great kick by John Preston. And that means that South Africa have to score a try. I don't think there's time for them to get a penalty and another score. John Preston's second penalty of the game. That's hanging nicely. And the South Africans going through very quickly. Marshall, Preston, Dalton came through quickly.
Can South Africa now win that loose ball? How many hours haven't these players recreated the moves that should win them a test match? 4 minutes remaining, and pride these two teams are playing for.
Visa now, they will want to drive it up, but it'll take tremendous power. The All Blacks have formed up well. Andre Venter working hard now. Kobus Visa drives forward, Venter moves it back. Marius Herter, they must be careful they don't lose it. Van der Westhuizen, Dalton, they're not making too much ground. Van der Westhuizen again, Stransky, Van Schalkwyk on the dummy run. Now it's Joubert. Andre Joubert had men on his outside. Creer gets there very quickly. So does Wayne Fyvie. Now a chance once again for South Africa to attack. Christian Cullen. Beautiful. And I was about to say beautiful control by Andre Venter, but it'll be All Black put in at the scrum.
And the referee wasn't very well sighted there, and it's going to be very interesting to see if that ball went straight down or it actually bumped forward.
Three minutes on the clock. Preston will, if Marshall doesn't kick it, it's almost certain that Preston will give it a boot. Although the All Blacks have been pretty useful at running the ball at the opposition when they're in the lead as well. Preston, Marshall, Justin Swart back for it. Osborne is up there very quickly, and Little very nearly got his hands on it. Tremendous driving by the All Blacks. Marshall, now it's Dowd. South Africa under tremendous pressure here. Marshall once again, knock on.
Yes, not is unintentional.
Now what plan will South Africa make? Remember, if they try and get over Fancy, good chance of an interception. The New Zealand backs will come up extremely quickly. There's space between the backs and Christian Cullen for possibly a little grubber through. Andre Joubert has run on the blind side, but Joos van der Westhuizen couldn't find him. Swart, South Africa desperate to keep it alive. The All Blacks will be slow to form up, and one can't blame them for that.
Straight, please. You two. Yes. Straight, engage. Hurry up. Stay bound.
Zinzambrook, Marshall, held up by Joel Stransky. Now it's Frank Bunce. Frank Bunce tremendously strong on his feet. The All Blacks are still finding the energy despite the situation. Look at this by Zinzan. Is that going to be over? He's kicked it over. And look at that by Zinzan. Absolutely unbelievable.
We remember his tremendous drop kick against England in the semi-finals down in Cape Town during the Rugby World Cup. And what a great rugby player.
And now the only chance for South Africa is that they get this ball away, and they come away from Schalkwyk desperate. South Africa can still level it up if they score a goal here. Van der Westhuizen, scragged by Fitzpatrick. Now it's Dalton. Look how Robin Brook is committed. Dalton's got to try and lay this ball back. A penalty isn't good enough for South Africa. Venter, 5, he couldn't get it away. That is ridiculous. Now it's Ruben Creer, but he mustn't run away from the support. Osturant goes in. The Springboks are a little bit slow in that All Black has fallen over on the wrong side of the ball. Now it's Stransky is up there. This is Andre Joubert. Jeff Wilson getting back, and he got a boot on it. The referee says take the line out. It would be unbelievable if this game ended up as 33 points all. Is that possible?
1 minute, Didier Menet has just said to his fellow linesman there from France.
James Dalton will have to hurry up. He's lost his boot. Vital ball. Is it going to go to Visa? And then Mark Andrews makes a brilliant catch. Now can they drive in behind it? Osturant tries desperately to get his hands on the ball. Van der Westhuizen. Now Stransky, they must open this up and run. Shirley van Skalkwyk, Andre Joubert. Now it's Peter Hendricks, Justin Swart. Justin Swart needs to do something. The crowd are going berserk. Now can he get the ball away? Keep it on the inside. Keep it on the inside. Ruben Creer is thundered to the ground. Fitzpatrick's offside. Fenton must loosen it up. Andre Fenton drives to the line. They're 8 meters out. Can they get it back? This is Dalton. Now Osturant. He keeps it alive. They're 5 meters away. They don't want to line out now. They must keep the ball on the inside. The All Blacks are holding on to it. Penalty South Africa. Quickly taken by Joos van der Westhuizen. That could be a penalty try. No, the penalty is taken to be taken again. Oh, dearie me.
And that's very important for South Africa. We saw them create that pushover try from a similar position just to the right of the upright.
It's from the 5 meter line. The All Blacks drive in with great gusto. Can they get something going here? Van der Westhuizen waits and a drive. And New Zealand have created history. 33 points to 26. South Africa tried in vain. It was a last-ditch effort by them, and one must admire their courage. But then, full marks to the All Blacks. It's a great All Black team, this. Remembering that pack of forwards have played 9 consecutive test matches together. The All Blacks are absolutely exhausted. The South Africans troop off the field with great disappointment. The All Blacks have beaten South Africa in 3 consecutive tests as visitors, 2 of them in the series, and they have created history. Well, one must commend the South Africans for that effort at the death, but the All Blacks, their defense is so concentrated. They don't just defend as one man. Then they go in and drive in on the ball carrier. South Africa couldn't make any ground into it. South Africa outscoring the New Zealanders in the second half. 15 points to 12 it was. But in the event, can you imagine, to take it 33 points to 26, the drop kick by Zinzan Brook. We're going away to the studio for a moment, but we'll be back.
Well, welcome downstairs, and first of all we're going to speak to the man who has made history. First of all though, Sean, I must present you with the Lion Lager Challenge Shield for this game.
Thank you to Lion Lager, that's wonderful.
Well played, and let's ask the obvious question: how does it feel to make history?
Well, it hasn't really sunk in yet. What a fantastic game to be involved in, and the Springboks threw everything at us. We threw everything at them too, and I think you saw at the end of the game, you saw 2 sides that had played an entertaining game of rugby and were both exhausted, but I'm obviously thrilled. And I'm sure that the spectators will be looking forward to next week at Ellis Park.
The ferocity of the South African start when they scored that early try, did that set you back at all?
I think so, yes, but you've got to absorb the pressure, and we wanted to take the game to them, and they caught us on the hop and played very well, and I'm sure they'd be disappointed they didn't come away with the win. Likewise, if we'd lost, but what a great game of rugby to be involved in. Both sides contributed to a fine spectacle.
People who were close to your camp during the week said that you were looking too relaxed. How are you going to prepare for the final game?
I don't know. We've got a big one on Tuesday up at Grecoland West, is it? We've got a very big game there, and our aim was to win all games on tour, and the guys have prepared well for that game. So we'll be getting behind them now to make sure that they prepare well, and then we'll look at the test on Wednesday, and all 36 guys are available for next week, and they've all played very well on tour, and I'm just thrilled that the whole contribution of the 46 people on tour has been just amazing.
Sean, congratulations. Thanks very much for talking to us all the way through the series, and we'll see you again next week.